Thought I'd include this one because it's pretty rare. It's a one-of custom chopper made in the 70s. It was just too much to get it out with the others. I thought I'd leave it on the wall. Yeah, it's part of my collection, obviously. I got this from Toowoomba, and the original story is it was built by a hot rod guy, apparently, or a custom car guy who lived on the Gold Coast, and he made it for his son in the 70s, which would have been pretty special if you had one of them in the 70s as a kid and your father knocked that up for you. Obviously it's a one-of custom frame he's made himself, and that is damn unique to get that real rake, chopper rake going on. So that's another special one there. Long chopper forks there, as you can see. So it's got two choices of handlebars came with it too, like the low rider and the high monkey ones as well, which is on it at the moment. So yeah, pretty cool bike, that one. Let's go to... Hey guys, this is my collection, August 2024. I'm going to start with this one. This is the first dragster I ever got. Like I said, the original one I saw was blue. I wanted a blue one, couldn't find a blue one. I couldn't find one around at all. I found, you know, the ones on the internet were all down in Victoria, you know, where they were made from originally, obviously. Malvern Star down there. So either that or pay the expense of bringing one up, and I wasn't sure what I hummed and hawed about buying one for ages anyway. I thought, God, you're over 50, you know, what are you buying one of these kids' bikes for? But it got to me in the end, and I bought one, found one locally, and this is the bike. It looked nothing like this. I'm going to insert a picture so you can see what it looked like. It had no tyres. The crank was seized. It was the whole thing, the frame was rusty, but it was a dragster. And I paid $275 for that. A little bit overpriced, I know now, but probably worth 200 anyway, whatever. I was just so keen to get something and refurbish it. So this is the bike now. I had the frame done by a friend of mine who's a professional car painter, so no mucking around there. He knew how to produce that colour, and I went to a car place and matched that colour, looking for hundreds of colour match codes to find that exact colour the bike was originally. I annoyed the shit out of them, but finally come up with it. And what I was so obsessed about too is it still had some of the original decals I could make out. And what I liked about it is the black seat and all the other colours on the bike matched the decals. All the detail colours were the colour of the whole bike, and I thought that was really cool. So I wanted to keep all that and keep that the way it was. So that's the bike now. Like I said, I'll put in the original photo so you can see that. There's also a video on YouTube of the whole restoration of this bike if you ever want to see it. So that's the first dragster I ever owned. As I said, I wanted a blue one, and I was able to get this one. This was the next purchase. It didn't look like that either. This has been period restored, meaning that I've kept the original decals and paint condition because it was pretty good, and it's been re-chromed or refurbished, the rims and everything. Obviously I had the chain guard re-chromed, but that's a early 70s coaster, back brake coaster, in really good traditional condition, mint seat. You know, I really like that bike, it's nice to ride. So then I wanted a girl's bike, so here's a very early 1970 or just plus 70 girl's bike. All original. I've period restored this as well, with, you know, chroming certain parts. It's probably a replacement chain guard. What's interesting about this bike, back to this one for a second. I'm led to believe that's very rare decals on these bikes. You don't find those decals on these early dragsters too much, with the small Malvern Star. But anyway, back to this one. What I like about this one, has the original thin white walls, not the wide white walls you see on a lot of bikes. So it has the original tyres that have the thin white walls. Put some streamers on it, bit of a Malvern Star flag there. Now this one, I can't remember when I got it. It's a Conqueror. Now, no one knows too much about these dragsters. They're, I believe it's a 69. I haven't checked out the hub, to be honest, but I'm led to believe they're a bike company in northern New South Wales. That's the only thing I've found on them. If you've got know any more about the Conquerors, well, you know, obviously let me know, I'd be interested to know. It's got a flat at the moment at the back, but that's all right. But as you notice, it has a lot of 69 parts, the same as Malvern Star used. It's got the handlebars, 69 guards, and it came with that's the original seat, the blue and white seat. I put that seat on at the moment, so I didn't want to damage the original anymore because it's got that little damage, and I thought I'll take that off and put that in. I was riding this around, it was a lot of fun. And when you have a bike sort of in survivor condition, you don't have to worry too much if you get a little scratch or something, you know, whereas the real nice ones, you don't want that to happen. You can tell that's an original 69 seat because it has the crosses across the seat itself. The new ones don't. That's one way of telling the difference between a new one and the originals. So, yeah, free speed Conqueror. Now, I just saw this one in the paper or something. It's a Repco Santa Cruz. The guys obviously upgraded the tyres and put blue and white wall tyres on it. Don't know whether I like that or not, but anyway, it was on it, and that's the way I accepted it. What I love about these is the decals. The American eagles and stars and stripes. They only made, I think, 1,000 of each, 1,000 blue ones and 1,000 red ones. I forget what numbers, but you've got your own rego plate on the back there that tells you what number your bike is. And they actually came out with a American helmet too, which I don't have, but that's all right. I've seen that online with the American helmet. Some people don't think much of them because they're a Repco bike or something, but I think they're unique for the decals. So that's a Santa Cruz. Now I go on to these Stingray type bikes I own. This is a Thunder Road. Now these things are great to ride, and they're built like a brick, you know. I mean, look at the size of the frame on this thing. It's almost as thick as my arm, and they're just a great bike to ride. There's no gears on this one, of course. A lot of them don't have gears. Even the Stingrays don't have gears, a lot of the Stingrays. But that's a Thunder Road. Top bike, that one. Now here's the real deal. This is a Stingray. What's significant about this one, it's the real deal. It's a factory free speed. Now I'm led to believe they chase these things like you wouldn't believe, even in America. So I think this, correct me if I'm wrong, could be the only one in the country that I know of, but I'm sure people will tell me if there's another one. But I've never seen another one. So if there is, that's all good. But yeah, it's a genuine American Stingray factory free speed. And I've heard the American kids or collectors over there, oh, there's a free speed somewhere, and they go silly, you know. So obviously they're quite significant. I added that little pouch which suits it very well. It's the actual Stingray pouch actually on the handlebar. So this is a beautiful bike. This is a mint Survivor. I put this up the other day and some people think I restored it. No, this is the way I got the bike. You know, probably mid-70s or, you know, mid to late 70s girls' bike. But look at the condition of this thing. You know, it's just mint. The seat's mint. Everything about it. The decals, there's no scratches. You know, it has been ridden. Look at the wear on that front tyre. So they really looked after it, whoever owned this bike. But I found this on Gumtree or somewhere, and it might have been eBay. But no one saw it. Like after I bought it, they said, well, where did you get that from? So everyone missed it, and I paid just the original price. So, you know, no one else bid on it. And it wasn't cheap, because they knew it was worth, you know, a significant amount, but I was very happy to pay to find something like that in that condition. So, obviously I own one of these. This is the 50th anniversary Malvern Star. What can I say about these? They're a great bike to ride. I'll always defend them. They're a Pacific long frame, because I reckon Malvern Star knew collectors would buy them, and they're for adults to ride. They're great to ride. They ride beautifully, you know, like a new dragster should. Say, oh, they're a China bike. Well, who gives a toss? A lot of the stuff on our bikes are from different parts of the world. They weren't all Australian stuff, you know, from Britain and American, Japan and all those type of things. So I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, I've got obviously the American shifter. I haven't put it, still running the clicker up there. What I loved about these is the new pastel seats they put on them. I thought they were really, really nice. I had a blue one. I sold the blue one. So that's all right, you know. I like this one out of the two because it had the anniversary decals. A lot of guys know this bike. Some, you know, obviously another, what, 299 own one of them. Well, you know, the crimson or blue one. So anyway, that's I've got one of them. Talk about anniversary bikes. This is the two bikes they brought out in 2010 as a reissue. Some guys have these, of course. The first one was very hard to get. I looked all around, couldn't find one anywhere. I heard there was one in a museum. I was even going to go see if you wanted to sell that. But I never found that museum. Apparently there's, I don't know whether it's in Queensland or New South Wales. But anyway, eventually, you know, keep looking, you'll find what you're looking for. So these are the two that come out in 2010. There was obviously the blue one for the boys. It had the silver on the seat with the black. Now some people, you know, talk, oh, again, China and all that type of thing. But the paint and the decals on these things are fantastic. I totally believe they're styled on the 68 short frame because of the guards, what they've done with the guards and everything. That's 68 short frame to me. So that's significant. They're part of Malvern Star history, and they're highly collectible and only appreciated, I believe. So if you got one of these, I noticed some people changing them, putting stuff on them. You don't do that. But anyway, that's your choice. So there's the two, and people say, well, where's the girls one? I say, well, they didn't, like the traditional girls one, they didn't change the frame at all. They kept the same frame and they just made it prettier. Now, this is the girls version. As you see by the floral decals, this is the girls version. This colour, to me, is one of the nicest colours Malvern Stars. I think so pretty. You know, I love it. I love that crimson sort of purplish colour that's on these bikes. It's beautiful. So that's one big plus for it. Like I said, the decals and the paint are excellent. The girls' bike had the gold bars on the seat rather than the silver ones on the boys. So there's the two of them together. Next we have a custom of mine. You've seen this bike probably in photos. Now, it's a bit of sad news with this. I keep a lot of these bikes locked up in a shed, highly locked up, of course. As you can see, a rodent has got to that seat. Now, that was mint, that seat. And they've had a chew on it, the bastards. So I'm going to have to replace that you know, I mean, and you guys know the cost of those seats. But I do have one in the shed that I think's meant, so I can replace it, but I just haven't done it. But yeah, it's so annoying. I don't know what you do about these rodents sometimes. I got all the stuff in there to keep them away. But this is a full custom. It's based on the Punisher. I've got skulls on it like the Punisher and all those type of things. There's decals I put on the forks. I have a set of extended forks for this that'll even make it hornier, but I just haven't got around to putting them on. And they're the American type ones, so that'll look really good. Obviously I made my own idea with the chain guard to suit the bike. Shortened sissy bar to give it, so it's a real rake look. Another significant about this bike, it's got the Redline Fireball tyres on it. You rarely see them anymore. So they've got the fire in the tread. You rarely see them anymore on anything. I know some guys do have them, which is good, but God knows, I don't think you can buy them anymore. So they're a blast from the past, the Fireball tyres. Now to some really rare bikes, the 69s. Here's me two 69s. Like I said, the guy, what made me fall in love with dragsters back in 69 was a blue free speed, and here is one here. Not the one, obviously, the friend had, but quite a significant bike. Has the all accessories on it like the one I saw. Blue and white seat, which is what the one I saw had, the blue and white seat. So yeah, love that bike. Reminds me of when I was a kid and couldn't get one. So now there's another beauty, a real survivor. This is one I got off Marty actually. He'll know this one. So it's an anniversary 69, believe it or not, as rare as hen's teeth, they tell me. Obviously, Malvern Star made a few of these, preparing for 1970, the anniversary, because you know, not going to wait till 97. We better make some bikes, you know. So the hub on this is 11th month 69, so it's just before the release of the idea. So that's a very special bike. I'm yet to work on it, so you know, I'll probably restore that, but it's obviously got all the bits that are necessary to do it. So here's some very special bikes of mine, some customs. This one I put up recently in the promo for this video, and I'll put up the original bike. I got this from a guy named Norm down Logan Way. It was in very poor condition, but that's all right. I repainted the whole thing. It was green originally as well, but obviously not a silver green. But it was originally a green bike, so that's why I went green. Obviously redid all the decals on this bike. Had my own ideas instead of, you know, putting just Malvern Star type things like there. I did my own decals. Love the sissy bar on this, it's just perfect. That's what made me buy the old, you know, the one in the poor condition, because I spotted that bar. I thought, oh Christ, trying to get one of them is like hen's teeth. So I bought the bike for the bar really, but obviously I redid the whole thing. The original seat was, you know, chewed up, spit up, throw away, you know. But that's the perfect seat for this bike as well to me. NOS shifter on it. Just make sure I can getting the right thing there. So that's an early Malvern Star. This one is a Repco. Now this bike's I've won prizes with this bikes at bike shows. It's obviously based on the American baseball bat bikes over there, and I think they came out in 68, the baseball bats, 68, 69. So it's got a lot of Schwinn parts on it, of course. You know, the seat and even a headstock there which says Schwinn. But it's a Repco bike really. But the paint on this thing is just to die for. I mean, look at the paint on it. Such a nice colour. So That's a beautiful bike. It's got the American type forks on it as well. Those Schwinn seats are not cheap either, are they? In mint condition, white one. So that's a beautiful bike, that one. Now this next bike, it's a was voted the most popular dragster online in 2019. It's a bike I fully did myself. People will recognise this bike, I take it, if they've seen it before. It's obviously a show bike, it doesn't get ridden. You know, it's one of those ones you don't want anything to happen to. So much money in this bike you wouldn't believe. The time and everything I put into it. It's, make sure you can see the thing. It's based on a mid-70s Malvern Star. I call it the Schwinn Star because it's a Malvern Star frame, mid-70s Malvern Star frame, but most of everything else is Schwinn, American Schwinn. But some of it's from England, you know. I collected parts of this for 18 months before I was able to fully put it together. I designed the wheelie bars myself and made them myself. You know, I have specific pictures in my head that I follow when I think of things. That's the famous back wheel I put up before. Just that back wheel's $900 worth. 5-speed NOS hub. The American slick, you know. Even the bell crank over here, they're like silly prices. $275 on it. The fender was $280. That's a genuine 68 Stingray fender. It's not a modern one, it's the real deal. So certain chain guards for it. The NOS is obviously a bit of fun. It's like people see that and think, holy hell, that's a NOS powered dragster. Yeah, I laugh. And I said, how does it work? I said, well, you snort it before you get it on. You snort it before you get on the bike. That's how it works. So this one, NOS 5-speed up here. That's from England, of course. Sturmy Archer. Yeah, to find all these bits, there's a genuine Stingray. I hope I got it in shot there. Speedo 0 clicks on it with Stingray. You know, they're like $300 alone, those, if you can even get one. So that's the Schwinn Star. So that's my whole collection. I obviously don't need anything else in my head. This is many years of work, collecting, finding, like a lot of guys know. So I thought I'd share it with you. And it's a good record for me too. So there they all are. There's the Stingrays and the Thunder Road. And back to my first ever Stingray, first ever dragster right there. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that. I like to explain things as I'd like to be, some of these other guys' collections, instead of just doing a sweep, you get to see the bikes and some history. Thank you for watching, bye bye.